What is up, people? Your boy Nasser, the Hidden Legend, and I'm back again with another great video for you guys to watch and to always tune in. It's already October, so I'm trying to grind out, the remaining of this year. The year's almost about to come to an end, very fast. So at least I want to consistently give you guys content before the year, before next year begins. And it's something that, it's just a goal that I have in mind, and I'll be on to that. I'll definitely be onto that. But anyway, for today's video, it's very simple, but it's actually to encourage you. You can be in any stage in life. It don't matter. You can be beginner stage. You can be grinding. You can be, learning. It don't matter what stage you are. I feel like this applies to every single stage. The show must go on, The show must go on. It must go on. You cannot stop performing. You cannot stop performing until the show ends. But the show must always go on. I have an analogy, of course. Yeah. So imagine you're like a famous rapper. You're a famous singer. And you have a show. Let's say the show is in London. You got thousands upon thousands of people. They paid their money to come and see you perform. And let's say maybe you're not feeling so well that day. Something happened out of the blue, which happens all of the time. Certain things just happen without our control. Why it happens, sometimes we just won't know. But it's for a bigger and better reason. So let's say you're about to go on stage, you're about to perform, and, you feel sudden illness. You feel nervous. You feel like you haven't rehearsed enough. You feel like the production, won't really be that great. Maybe someone in your team, maybe one of the vocalists or whatnot, is ill and they can't make it. Now you need to fill in someone else. Now you need to perform at your highest. You have an option. You can easily say, I'm going to cancel the show. You guys can just go home. I'll come back again. And who knows, you coming back again, that could be your greatest performance ever. We have a choice. You can easily pick that route. That's the easiest route. But the other choice is to continue. The show must go on. The best thing to do is to continue to go. Continue to grind. Continue to work hard. The show must go on. Your fans are waiting and screaming your name. They paid their money to come see you perform. Get me? You don't want to let them down. You do not want to let them down. You don't want to disappoint them. So what do? You go on that stage and you perform to the best of your ability. You perform on a stage, there's a specific song that you've written it, you can't wait to perform it. And you get someone from the crowd saying, yo, you're trash. Yo, you're dead. You get someone from the crowd screaming at you saying that. Remember, all those months, all those hours you sacrificed for this show, the time you put into the show, and you decide, you know what? Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm trash. Maybe I'm not really, And you stop. Just think about it. Imagine you're performing on stage and you stop because someone from the crowd was saying that, yo, this song is dead, or you're dead. I don't like your music, but whatever. Imagine. So just think about how many people you're actually disappointing. That's why it all starts up here, And it's all down to you. The show must go on because there's going to be people that will always critique your show. All of the time. They're always going to have things to say about your show. Oh, this person, the Latin wasn't on point. I didn't like how he was rapping on this song. I feel like he was rushing his verses on that song. I didn't like the energy. I feel like he barely put any energy into his performance. There's always gonna be critiquing. You got people that have their own YouTube channels, their own blogs, making videos. Maybe they didn't just like your show. You couldn't have tried your hardest, but they still didn't like it. But does that mean you should stop, or should you keep going? Does that mean you should align yourself with their own beliefs, what they like, their own opinion, or should you just stick with those that love exactly what you're doing? And it all comes down to the show going on. The show must go on. You can't afford to stop the show. The people around you have paid time. It's not money. It's not like actually paying money to go see you perform, but they've actually paid time to see you. They're actually dedicated for you. And now you want to throw the towel and be like, yo, I'm done. I'm done. The show must go on. You cannot afford to let those people down. The ones that actually have faith in you, the ones that believe in you. You cannot. You cannot. Maybe you didn't get that job you wanted. Maybe you failed that whole semester, that whole year. Maybe you've been through a breakup. It's like your life took a whole different U-turn. You didn't see it coming. You thought you knew what was gonna come your way, but you had no clue actually. It went the whole different route. You're thinking you're going onto the motorway, but no, you're actually approaching a roundabout. You're thinking you're approaching the motorway, you're approaching the roundabout. But in your head, you're like, yo, I swear down, you're supposed to approach the motorway. Why am I approaching a roundabout? That's probably what you're thinking. You didn't see that coming. But what do? You just don't stop the car right there. You still have to pass that roundabout. You still have to indicate left when you leave. You didn't see it coming though. You did not see it coming. Maybe you've been grinding all week long. Then all of a sudden, something happens, something breaks. You have a massive fine. Yeah, now you have to fill that out. That was all your money. That's why it's so important to save. It's so important to save because you never know what could really happen. I'm speaking peas right now. I'm speaking about money. You never know what is. That's why it's important to save. But you didn't see that coming though. All those months you was grinding. All those months. All those weeks. And it feels like, oh man, it's gone to the waste now. But the show must go on. The show must go on. You have to keep going. You cannot afford to throw the towel. You don't know what you're doing to yourself and other people if you throw the towel and give up. I can go on and on, hours and hours upon the amount of times I was so close to throwing the towel. I kept on going. I'll reap the benefits, I'll reap the rewards. God will bless me for not giving up. He will bless you as well. You will inherit the blessings. But do one thing, do not give up. Whatever it is, you're going to get all types of people that will come and see you perform. You get people that they're not really a fan of you, but a friend invited them. It's their first time, their first experience. You get some other people that maybe they've seen you perform once. Maybe they didn't like that first performance, but they want to give you a second chance. You got people that are going to your show because maybe you dropped a new album. Maybe they're actually interested to see some new material. You get people that come to your show for nostalgia's sake, you know? They've been following you their entire life. And they're like, yo, because of that, I want to reminisce on those memories. What I'm saying, it adds up to real life as well. You know? You got people that are always watching. Surprisingly, people are always watching. They're always watching. Some don't even know you. Some been knowing you for a long time. Some got recommended by a friend to go see you, to go watch you, to take advice from you to see what you're doing. All different stages. All different stages, but they came for one thing, to see you. That's why you cannot afford to throw the towel. Because if you have the time and the money to throw that towel, it's like a waste of time on those people. They actually sacrifice time to come and see you perform. What's the point now? That's when you lose supporters, you lose fans. Your career's cooked now because you threw the towel. That's why you cannot throw the towel. You cannot afford to throw the towel. The show must go on. It don't matter how old you are, your belief, where you're from, who your friends are, what you've been through, it doesn't matter. Just know that the show must go on. Make sure you put the best performance you possibly can every time. You may not even just go to London. It could be Paris, could be Tokyo, could be New York. You could go all over the world. Surprisingly, you got people even in a city you have no clue about, but they know you though. That's how crazy it is. That's why you cannot afford to throw the towel, because you got people that you have no clue about that actually knows about you, knows about what you've been through. They've been through the exact same thing as you. You got people out there that are just like that, but if you throw the towel, you won't have no clue. You have no clue. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know who's actually been on your side. He's been supporting you. So, anyway, it's been your boy N.HIDDEN, the Hidden Legend. More content is coming. Hope you guys really related to this video. And as always, stay legendary.